Have you ever woken up feeling as if something unseen pressed down on you all night? A heaviness that you can't explain? As though the world's emotions have silently settled on your shoulders before you've even spoken, moved, or looked outside. What if I told you that feeling isn't just in your mind? And the reason behind it reveals something Carl Jung himself once hinted at, but most people never understand. You'll see what I mean as this unfolds, but for now, hold that thought. Some souls wake each morning already burdened, not by their own sadness, but by an invisible weight gathered from everyone around them. If you're an empath, you know exactly what that means. You sense every vibration, the atmosphere of a room, the tension behind someone's smile, even the unspoken grief hidden in silence. It's as if your inner world has turned into an antenna, constantly tuned to the frequencies of others, until you can no longer hear your own. And in a world that celebrates noise, endless notifications, loud opinions, speed without reflection, being sensitive feels like being out of place. You start believing that your quiet nature, your observation, your emotional depth are somehow wrong. Then comes the guilt of saying no, of needing space, of cutting off that friend, or even a parent whose energy drains you. You start wondering if maybe you're the problem. But what if you've been taught to feel guilty for protecting your peace? Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." Yet so many empaths spend their lives being what others expect. Healers, fixers, emotional sponges for those who rarely ask, "How are you?" We remain trapped in roles that mistake politeness for self-erasure. We were told that respect your parents means enduring emotional harm. That family is forever, even if it crushes your spirit. Listen carefully. That system is broken. It's survival-based conditioning designed to keep you obedient, exhausted, and confused. Because the truth is, no one, not a friend, not a boss, not even your mother, has the right to drain your energy. Love without respect isn't love. Relationships without balance aren't sacred. They are traps for the soul. Before we move further into this, if you feel this truth echoing inside you, take a moment, subscribe to SYC Soul, hit the bell icon, and share this video with someone who might need to hear it. Because what's coming next might just change how you see your energy forever. Carl Jung taught that the deepest journey of the human spirit is called individuation, the process of discovering who you truly are beneath every mask, expectation, and emotional role. For empaths, that path is not gentle. It asks you to untangle yourself from guilt, shame, and the belief that kindness means self-abandonment. You were never created to carry the emotional wreckage of others. You were born to transform it. But transformation cannot happen if your energy is buried beneath other people's shadows. So if you often feel tired, unmotivated, or unsure of yourself, it's not weakness. It's energetic clutter. Your soul weighed down by emotions that aren't yours. Jung would have said your unconscious is crowded. You're tuned into too many frequencies, and your signal is lost in the noise. But here's something rarely discussed. Being good can destroy you. From childhood, we're trained to equate goodness with suffering. Especially for sensitive people, it becomes a silent rule. The more pain you can hold, the more valuable you are. You endure toxic relationships, absorb the anger of others, and think endurance equals strength. But Carl Jung warned, when we deny our instincts, our shadow takes over. The shadow isn't evil. It's everything you've repressed, the rage, the grief, the desire to walk away from those who misuse your light. And when ignored, it doesn't disappear. It grows in secret until it bursts. That's why empaths sometimes snap after years of silence. They explode, not because they're broken, but because they were never allowed to express their truth. You have the right to step away from friends who only call in crisis, from family who belittle your sensitivity, from partners who guilt you into emotional labor. This is not cruelty. It's sacred preservation. Healthy detachment isn't cold. It's divine self-respect. Jung's path of individuation is not about pleasing everyone. It's about remembering yourself. Because not everyone is meant to follow you on your healing journey. Some people were only meant to be teachers of pain, not companions of peace. Guilt and shame are simply emotional programs designed to keep you compliant. They're not moral signals, they're control mechanisms. And once you see them clearly, you realize you don't need to heal guilt. You need to release it. If these words are resonating with you, tell me in the comments. There's something profoundly liberating that Carl Jung helped the world see. The moment you stop confusing guilt with morality, your healing finally begins. Because guilt isn't a sign of conscience. It's often a sign of conditioning. You were taught that saying no makes you selfish, that putting yourself first means you don't care, that protecting your peace is unkind. But the truth? You're allowed to care less. Not about your dreams or your growth, but about the judgments that keep you small. Jung called shame a soul-eating emotion, and he was right. It devours your drive, turns fire into fear, and traps you in paralysis. The solution isn't about fixing yourself. It's about shifting what you value. You begin to care more about your energy than your reputation, more about your peace than your image. You stop explaining why you're stepping back. You stop rescuing people who refuse to rise. You stop mistaking exhaustion for compassion. When that happens, something remarkable stirs. Motivation returns. Not forced, not borrowed from caffeine or deadlines, but real and organic. Because space reappears. Space for your voice, your dreams, your purpose. That's what Carl Jung meant by becoming who you truly are. Once guilt and shame dissolve, clarity steps in. And clarity, Jung might say, is the light that reveals the unconscious. It's the antidote to empathic overload. Yet clarity doesn't come from doing more. It comes from refining your energy, what I call energy hygiene. Imagine brushing your soul's teeth every day. Because what most people don't realize is, empaths don't need more motivation. They need less interference. Jung understood this in his own way. He saw the psyche as a vast field of symbols, archetypes, and impressions, invisible currents shaping how we think and feel. Empaths live inside those currents constantly, but without firm energetic boundaries, they absorb everything. Other people's fears, old heartbreaks, collective anxiety, even the emotional residue of someone long gone, can cling to your field like smoke. That's not imagination. It's energetic reality. Not every energy is sacred. Some are sticky, parasitic, manipulative, especially from those who've never faced their inner wounds. If you're open, sensitive, and kind, but unguarded, you become a host for that chaos. And that's why clearing your space isn't optional. It's survival. Carl Jung once said that the unconscious is like a vast reservoir, powerful, mysterious, and full of things we do not yet understand. But if you descend into it without awareness, you risk drowning in its depth. Empaths do this unconsciously all the time. They dive into others' emotions, absorbing grief, fear, and confusion, forgetting to ask one crucial question: is this mine? It's time to take inventory. Look around your life. Is your phone a portal of peace or panic? Are your messages filled with people who only come to unload? Does your home still hold the items of someone who hurt you? Fragments of a past energy you never cleared? Even objects carry vibrations. Every room, every conversation, every digital connection either lifts your frequency or lowers it. Jung might not have used words like energy hygiene, but he deeply understood psychic boundaries. He knew that what remains unconscious controls you until it becomes conscious. Here's where your practice begins. Burn the letter. Delete the number. Clean your space with sound, intention, and presence. Meditate not to escape, but to release. Whisper this to yourself as a mantra. If it drains me, it doesn't deserve me. The next step is the hardest. Say no without explaining, even to family, especially to the ones who guilt you with, "After all I've done for you." This is where real individuation happens, where yourself finally stands apart from the noise. Because for too long, empaths have been trained to confuse love with suffering. You've been told that being kind means being available, that being spiritual means being endlessly giving. But this is a distortion, a system built to keep your light dim enough to comfort others. Carl Jung would remind you that individuation isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming whole, to integrate your shadow, your strength, and your limits into one complete being. A powerful empath is not a people pleaser. They are a boundary keeper, a mirror of truth, and a creator of calm in a chaotic world. You are not cruel for protecting your mission. You're not arrogant for wanting peace. You're simply done volunteering to be everyone else's emotional landfill. Because your purpose isn't to fix every broken person. It's to elevate your frequency so that only the aligned can reach you. Don't try to fix everyone. Fix your frequency. When you stop trying to save every sinking ship, you begin to rise. The right people, the ones walking their own healing paths, will meet you where your energy is clear. Because you were never meant to be small, quiet, or endlessly available. You were taught that kindness meant silence, that empathy meant obedience, that spirituality meant surrendering your needs. But that was programming, a design meant to keep you useful, not powerful. And yet, something is shifting. A powerful empath is the rarest thing in the world, and the most revolutionary. That's what Carl Jung's concept of individuation was always about. It was never about blending in. It was about becoming whole, meeting your shadow, claiming your light, embracing both until they no longer fight each other. Integration, not imitation. That process isn't easy. It feels isolating, uncomfortable, even disruptive to the identity you once wore like armor. Because the path to motivation, as Jung revealed, is not about hustle. It's about healing. True healing begins with giving yourself permission to be a little selfish, not in the cold, dismissive way, but in the soul-rooted, I choose me kind of way. The kind that honors your time, values your energy, and whispers gently, my needs matter too. When you stop overfunctioning, the noise fades. You start hearing your own inner voice, your purpose, your creativity, your truth. And that's where real motivation lives. Not in deadlines or approval, but in alignment. You become grounded, clear, and strong. You stop leaking energy into other people's wounds. You stop apologizing for your glow. Because no one, not even those who claim to love you, has the right to dim your light. If love demands guilt, control, or silence, it's not love, it's manipulation. And it's okay to walk away. It's okay to protect your space like a sacred garden. Because when you finally heal enough to stand in your light, the right people begin to find you. Those who don't want to drain you, but walk beside you. People who celebrate your power, not your pain. Your mission as an empath is not to save everyone. It's to stay sovereign, clear, and radiant. You are the lighthouse, not the lifeboat. You don't chase lost ships. You stand tall and let your glow guide those ready to rise. If this message touched something deep within you, don't let it fade. Subscribe to SYC Soul, like this video, hit the notification bell so you never miss what's coming next, and share it with someone who needs this reminder. Tell me below, what are you walking away from, and what are you walking toward? Because this isn't just a channel, it's your mirror, your sanctuary, and your reminder that choosing yourself is not selfish. It's sacred.